We're going to begin looking at models of technology integration. As we worked on our technology curriculum map, we stumbled upon one model, which is called the 4C model. It talks about 21st century skills of creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. We still have work ahead of us to take the model and extend the skills in each of those categories, and we will do that as we continue our work. In April of 2015, we began to look at the SAMR model, which is the creation of Dr. Ruben Puentedora. He has four main segments: substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. And some people look at it a little bit like they look at Bloom's taxonomy, where they feel that the bottom level, substitution, is not as important as the top level, redefinition. They consider it a ladder to climb. Another way to look at it is like a pool of knowledge, where at some points you may be in the substitution mode, and at other points you may be at a modification mode, just like we might climb up and down Bloom's taxonomy ladder, depending on what our intention is with our students. At the substitution level, we are looking at technology as purely a substitute for something we're already doing. So for example, you could have a student handwrite an essay where they could use a word processor to write the essay. But at the substitution level, you are simply substituting, typing the words for handwriting the words. When we look at augmentation, we're looking at technology as still a direct substitution, but we begin having some functional improvements. So for instance, using the word processor to write your essay, but augmenting it by using the automatic spell checking or the thesaurus or other tools that are built in. With both substitution and augmentation, you're enhancing what the students are doing with technology, but you really aren't changing what you're doing or what the students are doing. As an example, we begin to move from augmentation to modification when we're starting to have a significant task redesign. So for instance, a word processor is something that one child types on at one time, and we could get some little enhancements and improvements by having the spell checking. But we can really begin to modify and have a task redefinition when we move from a word processor to something like Google Docs, where students can share a document. Students could absolutely have multiple chairs around one computer and write a shared story, but the child who has the keyboard is mostly controlling the direction of the story while everybody else is contributing as they speak. With Google Docs, multiple students can be writing in the same page at the same time, and as they go along, if a child notices a spelling error or decides that perhaps a better word choice could be used, they don't have to wait for a pause. They can go right in there and make that change. And in this document, two students were sharing the writing, although they were editing on different days. But they could absolutely have been working at the same time in this document. In this way, we have significant task redefinition. In addition to the students working differently, the teacher can work differently because they can take a look at the revision history and see exactly who contributed what to the document and when. We move into redefinition when we have our students work in shared spaces that might be shared with students from other states or countries. In this example, we had students with two different teachers, one in New Jersey and one in California, who shared students through an Edmodo group. And those same students left comments for each other, asked each other questions, and contributed to a shared picture. The groups from both classes were broken down into 5 animal-named groupings, and one of their tasks was to create an image for the group. And so again, we had 2 teachers, 2 different states. The students could be contributing at the same time or different times, and the teachers could see who was contributing what to the document. This would be a type of redefinition previously inconceivable. As we continue our work with the technology curriculum map and begin taking a look at our work, we'll start bringing in example lessons of our own or of other teachers in the building and begin collaborating with each other to look at the lessons and analyze them for what type of technology integration is going on. Is it purely a substitution? Is there some kind of augmentation? Or have you reached above the line to include some type of modification or redefinition? And for May of 2015, I'm asking everybody to bring one lesson to our workshop, and it could be a lesson that already has technology embedded, something that you're very proud of, or something that you'd really like to see if you could do something a little different, a little better, or perhaps a lesson where you would like to integrate some technology but you haven't figured out how yet. And it could be purely a technology lesson, or it could be a math or social studies English lesson. It's your choice.